Just do the update. Cool. I'll wait for more people to join before I get started. Cool. Apparently people are here. So feel free to say stuff in the chat, everyone. I'm paying attention, so if I know you're here, we can interact and stuff. Today's an exciting day. So this is actually accidental timing, but I found out today that Twilio Quest, the standalone version, actually went into public access today, GA, whatever you want to call it. So although I had this from preview, this is the latest version that was released today. So we'll give it a couple of minutes for a few more people to join, and then we'll get started playing a little bit of this. So it's not Xamarin stuff like you might be expecting. As well as being a Xamarin-loving Microsoft MVP, I am also a Twilio-loving Twilio champion. And when I first got access to this, it just completely blew my mind. So I was like, yep, let's do this. Let's have a go. And it seemed the perfect thing to do on stream. So eventually, I do want to do something like a hang on, my iPad's making noises at me. Yeah, so eventually I want to do like as I said last week, I want to do like a getting started with Xamarin like stream, where over the course of weeks I'll start out with, you know, what even is Xamarin, and then moving on to building up an app slowly. But while I plan that out, and also because Twilio Quest got me so excited, I thought I'd just do something a bit different. So I am wearing a Twilio shirt. I do actually have a Twilio Quest shirt that I got for completing the getting started on the previous version of this in the browser, but I wore that 2 days ago. So it's currently in the laundry and it's not dry enough to wear tonight. So we just have a different Twilio shirt instead, but still on point. So let's just see if anyone's in chat. See what's going on. I don't know the easiest way to manage chat. If anyone's got any suggestions, I'm open to it. If any of you here are experience with streaming. Oh yeah, hey Jim, hey Danny. So there we go, phone's the answer. Alright, ignore that. It wants to also play it at me. But yes, so I solved the clipping. All you had to do was on this full screen here, if you right click, there's this resize output that you can change if you're not streaming or recording at the time. You can't do it if it's live, but yeah, that's how I did it. Anyway, how was the chat windows completely the wrong size? Let me just take that out. I don't know how to solve that right now, so the fastest thing to do is to just not show it. Cool. How's the music sound, by the way? Because in theory, I told it to output the sound from using something called loopback, which is here, which isn't opening. Ooh, my laptop can't handle this. So have a look. So I learnt about this from Suze, aka Noobcat. So in February, she wrote a really useful blog post that I I read and I bookmarked because it was really useful. Because she also streams from a MacBook, or a Mac, I'm not sure which. I think it's a MacBook. So it was just kind of those really useful things that I thought, right, you know, at some point if I ever get to start streaming, this will be a useful lesson. So what I use is a program called Loopback. So what it should do is send the sound from Twilio Quest into this output channel, and then it doesn't appear to be making any noise. But in theory, this should be playing music at you. Because it's all on SoundCloud actually. The score for this game is pretty ace. It's all like 16-bit stuff, like from the 80s. So hopefully you can hear it. But let's just play the game and see what happens. Oh, I'm feeling it's not outputting any sound yet. That might be why. Let's see what happens. Ah, there you go. Jim's just said he's doing a lot of streaming research. If I click on the cog icon for settings, select pop out, it means you can position the chat window independently. That's useful. Why can I not hear any sound? That is a question. Okay, so it is outputting sound, it's just not outputting to me as well. Okay, cool. So I can't hear the music because it's going on a loop back internally, so rather than coming out my speakers, it's now going to you. So if you can just let me know if the sound levels are right, because I can't hear anything. Okay, it sounds to me like the Twilio Quest is louder than I am, so let's just do that. That. Cool. Let me know how that sounds, Jim. Should be slightly better balanced now, but we'll see, I guess. Put to there. Yeah, okay, let's try that. The whole point of the Twilio Quest music isn't to drown me out. It's just to kind of give you an idea of how awesome it is. So, now we think everything is okay. Okay, I think I fixed that. So let me know in time. Once you've watched me, obviously there's lag between me changing things and me seeing the chat. So if, see, I'm getting the balance all wrong. We're going to keep going until I get this right. I think it's okay now. If you look, there's some output from Twilio Quest, some output from my microphone, but I'm louder than the game, which is the point. So I'm going to just assume that that's okay. And then we'll just work through it as we go along. We can't sit here all night and watch me trying to fix the sound. Everyone will leave. But, this is Twilio Quest. So, Twilio Quest is awesome. So, Twilio is a really awesome communications technology company. And they have this whole, they started it a few years ago, I think. They have this Twilio Quest. Okay, thanks Danny, I'll keep an eye on it. Yeah, so a few years ago, they started, I assume it's a few years ago, had this Twilio Quest website, so you could go online and it was all 8-bit gamified, and you could start learning. And one of the things that you got, which you might have seen me wear previously, I think I wore it for stream last Monday, is a Twilio Quest shirt, which you get if you complete the Getting Started. What they've done is they've gone, well, this is cool and people like it and it's an awesome learning tool, but we can do better than this. So they developed what's known as Twilio Quest 3, which is this standalone. So let's get started. So complete transparency, when I first saw the email that I've got preview access to this as a Twilio champion, I was actually on my work computer. So I started it up and I have played a few of the first levels on that, but then hit proxy problems. So I know a little bit of what's to come for the first bit, but I just thought I'd start again and we can do it together. So my name is Luce. Ooh, it's set my avatar. So I probably most look like that because I have short brown hair, but we all love people that give themselves bright pink hair. I love a good eccentric. So pink hair it is. Hey, hi Cedric. New operator detected. Neural connection to the cloud has been established and life sign readings are within a normal human range. Welcome aboard the Fog Owl. So, I don't take myself very seriously. If you want me to put on voices for the different characters like Cedric the Robot, let me know and I'll try and remember to keep it up each week. I've watched Jim Bennett stream where he's going through the Osborne book on learning Python, and he does an awesome job of just making it sound really fun. So, why not? So, yeah, I still feel a little disorientated. Tell me what's going on, Cedric. I apologise for any discomfort. Slight dizziness is common when forming a direct neural connection to the cloud for the first time. I'm sure you have many questions, but first, allow me to describe how you can navigate this virtual environment. Yeah, Cedric should talk. Is it because the loopback's not working properly? Have I broken it? Try that. Yeah, Cedric should work. I have a feeling I broke it because let's try that. I think it's because I tried to add an extra channel and I messed it up. But you're right. Cedric does have a voice. I don't need to read it out. I just can't hear it, so I forget. Okay, so how we move around. Okay. WASD, pretty standard. Interact with objects. We really need to get this to somehow output to me and to OBS, because I don't know when he stops talking and I don't want to talk over him. Someone out there will know about this. I'll just reach out to people on Twitter afterward and see if anyone can help. Okay, yeah, WASD seems sensible because then I can use spacebar to interact with objects.
Understood. Please speak with me as soon as...
Okay. Let's move about. We'll just use the arrow keys. That's what I naturally did, so let's try it.
Operator, I am pleased to see you once again. How can I be of service?
Okay, I'll adjust the settings. We will get this right. Right, let's try that and see how we get on. I was worried about getting the sound levels wrong because, like, I've watched James Montemagno streams and sometimes even he realises that the background music that he plays from, I think it's Pretzel Rocks, is slightly louder than he is, and he just adjusts the gain. So I'm just basing on this mixer and the levels of the green bar are at, I'm just taking a very rough guesstimate of what's the right size, but we'll just go with it. So let's go back to Twilio Quest. No, that is not Twilio Quest. That is. Yeah, why am I here?
Temporary short-term memory loss is a possible side effect of connecting to the cloud as you have. The effect will pass, but in the meantime, you can access your journal for more context on where you are and what you are meant. I recommend that you undertake training missions using the virtual reality pods on the starboard side of the ship. Walk up to one of the pods and press the space bar. Then, use the mission computer to select a training exercise. These skills will be of great use to you when the Fog Owl is fully operational.
We're trying to fight the legacy systems.
And we can join the struggle against the legacy system.
And we've got to go and do training missions. So without further ado, let's do a training mission. Righto, this is a training pod. That to me looks like, you know, the pods that you get in Japan that people sleep in. Basic training. Cool. Let's see what this involves.
Loading new virtual environment.
Woo!
Operator's neural.
So those that can't see, if you're watching the recording, Jim's just said that he thinks the audio might be there now.
Excellent.
It's just difficult because I can't hear it back, so I rely on you to tell me. I know a lot of people, like, tell me that when they stream, they actually have themselves in their ears, so they can hear it as well, but I hate the sound of my own voice. I think it'd be really off-putting. But if it's easier to hear the text as well, then I might try and do it for next week. So that is my goal. By the time I stream next Monday, I'm going to have grilled somebody, probably James, to help me with this and just suggest the easiest way to do it. Ooh, we've got a new virtual environment. Nice. Okay, how do I complete the training
exercise? You must reach the exit area located north of our current location. The exit area is marked by a green view almost perspective. Indeed, to reach the exit area, you will be required to bypass several security barriers. Barriers like the ones in this area are designed to bypass the security of barriers or containers. Operator, how can I be...
Oh, it's just Cedric again. Hi, Cedric. Hey. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, we get some boots out of it. Okay, so objective tab, describe a task you must complete in order to hack the barrier. After completing the task as described, click the hack button to verify your work. Okay. In this instance, you must enter a passphrase in the text field above the hack button. To learn what the passphrase is, click the show me how button. Okay. Ah, here we go. Okay. Passphrase is level up. Nice. See if it teaches us anything. Okay, so it's just telling us that this section here, the walkthrough will just tell you how to complete each hack. In this case, it's pretty simple. As you complete challenges, you'll earn experience points and items. Woohoo! Okay, so you can press I to open your inventory, and I get 100 XP for doing this. Cool. Okay, and you can replay challenges. Okay, I'm gonna cheat here. I have copy clip too, which means that if I add something to my clipboard, it will save it, because it says here that if you copy it, you'll need it for later. So, keep it on a clipboard. For now, we're just going to click hack.
Well done. You may now pass through this barrier and continue toward the exit. You have also earned experience points for completing this objective. Earn as many experience points as possible to further your training as an operator.
Hey, I got boots. Nice. I'm just switching my phone over to 4G because I don't want it using up any of my... Right, so we've unlocked that barrier. Ooh, a chest.
On your journey, you will encounter locked containers like this one. Unlocking them is not strictly necessary to make progress, but completing these challenges will award additional experience points and items.
On your journey, you can unlock container. Okay, unlocking them strictly. Okay, so I've just unlocked yoga pants. Ah, Jim, didn't Layla used to be a yoga teacher or something cool like that? Cool. So I've got 2 items to equip in a minute. So let's see. To load. I want to see the chat in case I'm missing anything that you're saying to me. Yes, they did indeed. I was watching the Signal stream that Brent did on Twitch the other day, and yeah, he was playing the Twilio Quest music throughout, and I believe it's on SoundCloud as well. So when I upload this to YouTube, I will pop the link in the description if anyone wants to listen, because it's really cool. Ah yes, that's it, Pilates, not yoga, but yeah, too cool. It's a shame she's not here. I know why she's not here. She's got to be rock and roll in San Francisco, but I just earned yoga pants. I feel like she should be here, even technically yoga's not Pilates. Okay, so all I've just got to do is hit the hack button. It's easy. Ooh, I've got yoga pants. So, let's go into my inventory by pressing I. So I've now got yoga pants. So I can put them on my legs instead. With blue jeans. Nice. And then I can put operator boots on. Sweet. Okay, so that's the first barrier done. On to the next one.
The hacking tool provides an integrated code editor and example JavaScript code for some challenges.
Now there's a word that scares me.
This is only provided as a convenience. You may use the programming tools and
but it never hurts anyone to step out that comfort zone. When I worked at the BBC for a year, I got we did do JavaScript and Scala and some other stuff. So I'm not new to like different languages, but JavaScript still scares me. Cool. So I can use programming tools and languages of my choice. So I could kind of stick with C#, which is what I know and love. But I feel like adding in extra stuff might complicate things. So at the moment, I'm open to sticking with JavaScript, but I'm not ruling it out. So we'll just stick with JavaScript for now and see how we go. Can I make Cedric short circuit by getting your JavaScript scoping all wrong? Quite possibly. Knowing me, maybe. I feel like you might be leading me down a route here, Jim, because you said that you've done this already. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Danny, I'm with you. It's not that I don't like JavaScript. It's just I don't know it as well and don't understand it as well. I like to think, based on my experience with Twilio Quest, that it would just hold your hand nicely and walk you into it. But we'll see how we go. Especially with me streaming off a MacBook Pro and not some kind of like beast level 100 gaming PC, I'm concerned that I could be making the stream buffer and unreliable if I start adding in extra programs anyway. So at the moment, I'll probably stick with JavaScript, but I will switch to C# if I find it too complicated. Plus, it never hurts us to try something, step out of our comfort zone and try something new. Alright, some of us, it's a bit difficult, but it's JavaScript, it'll be alright. I've done it before. There's lots of people out there that know it. So it's in the conversation. Cool. Got even more trousers. I'm going to leave the yoga pants on though. It's not Pilates, but Layla became an MVP as well the other day. Woo to both Layla and Denny, but Layla's not here, so in her absence, I'm going to wear yoga pants. Okay, so we've got to use the integrated editor and a happen to create a simple web application. The code you need will already be present. Okay, that's cool. Press the play button to execute it and start the application, and it will be available at that link. Okay, so let's just click that for now. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Jim. I prefer strongly typed languages as well. Like, that's why I'm a fan of like C# and stuff. Like, JavaScript does throw me off, and that's why we went towards the end of my year at the BBC. We started to do TypeScript instead. I think the problem I had was that there's too many different types of JavaScript. Like, technically what I was writing was Node, which is back-end JavaScript, which I think what this is. But they insisted on us pair programming every single day, like without fail. It was 24/7 pair programming. And a lot of the time I was just kind of either told what to write or just sat there and watched because it took me too long to work it out. So I don't necessarily consider myself a JavaScript developer. So we may run away to C#, but I'm open-minded. So you saw me, by the way, open that URL that doesn't work. I know I haven't started the server already, I was just opening it for peace of mind. So here we've got a very simple, is it Express? Oh no, it's just a simple node. But yes, so it's saying don't worry about what it does, but I understand what it does. So it's bringing in a module HTTP, so basically saying, hey, give us the ability to do stuff with the internet. Setting the port that you saw it use, it was localhost port 8767. And then it's just saying, when you start the server and listening on this port, log out this stuff. So let's run it. Cool, there you go, it's printed out that stuff. So let's just refresh it and see what happens. There we go. Hello world, that is tiny. There we go, cool. So if we steal that now, we know it works. So let's pop it in here, and it should just double check that when you go to that website, it says hello world back.
Congratulations on clearing this barrier. Ahead, you will notice different paths to choose from. If you intend to use Twilio APIs during your training, you will need to clear at least the first 2 barriers on the path to your right.
Interesting.
Continue straight on for the final steps of your basic operator training.
Ooh, they've opened new paths since I tried this out. Yeah, so basically it's saying if I want to use Twilio APIs, I need to clear the first 2 barriers to the right, otherwise continue straight on. Well, I'll go to the right, we might as well do everything. So Jim said, JavaScript can frustrate with problems that only arise at runtime, not beating up on it, it's just the way it is. It's still the most popular language, so it's good in that respect. Yeah, like, I understand that JavaScript is good for a reason, and to a lot of people, because it's free to work with, it's a good getting started thing. But yeah, I'm an object-oriented programmer. I've got no shame in that. Cool, we've got more different trousers, but I'm still wearing the yoga pants. Okay, so let's try these ones with Twilio APIs.
The next 2 barriers will require
a
Twilio account to complete. A Twilio account is required.
Do I need to pay? Well, I probably need to answer that because it's
Twilio
Twilio
API challenges are designed to be completed with a free trial account. Some Twilio API features are only available.
As I mentioned earlier, I'm also a Twilio champion, so I'm good. My account's alright. Let's do this. So, this bit requires grabbing my SID and my Twilio Auth token, so this is where I go. This is what I prepared earlier. Secrets. I do not want to share my secrets with everybody, sorry. But API keys are sacred, but I'm just going to console.twilio.com, which I think is the right URL. Nope. I need to start trying to be clever and just go to it straight away. But yeah, I'm just quickly loading up the Twilio console and grabbing right. So I just quickly went on secret while I grabbed my content, but it's taking ages to load because my stream is what can I call it? I forgot to add audio to the secrets bit, but because I'm streaming, my internet's really slow. The other thing I realised is I'm going to have to turn off Twilio Quest for now. Sorry everybody. The reason I'm removing the music and the readback is because I was... Yeah, no, Jim, I do not. Well, I technically do. I have two 1080p monitors, but I have a Retina MacBook Pro, and every time I connect it to a monitor, it's just the like quality is just atrocious, and I can't bring myself to use it. It's on my list of things to get, but a decent monitor is like £700, so not right now. But yeah, I had to take the sound out, and I apologise for that because it turned out Loopback was on a trial, and it suddenly kicked in to tell me that it was now playing noise over the audio, which we don't want. So I've turned that off. So I'm just going to get to the point where I don't want you to see anything, and then I'm going to initiate the secret. But I'm also going to edit secrets quickly, so bear with me to add my audio in. Ta-da! There we go. So while I'm doing secrets, I'm just logging in to Twilio console. To be fair, Jim, I probably should just use the second monitor. The resolution might be atrocious, but for the sake of reading a chat, it might be easier. Oh, come on, it's taking a while to load. Anyone got any good jokes while we wait for this to load? So let's do it. How is everyone anyway? We have two active chatters. If anyone else is here, feel free to join in. This isn't a closed conversation. We're just having some fun, and this is just taking a ridiculous long time. I'm going to switch scenes back a minute so you can... There we go. So I'm still waiting for this login. This is what happens. You watch now that it's not on secrets. It's going to sign in straight away. Oh, thinking about it. Nope. Why it's taking so long? Turn off. Good old U-block. So this normally works for me. Is this what streaming does to your internet? It just throttles it to the point that you can't even log into stuff. Oh, progress. I think. Maybe not. Yes. Right, I'm going to stick it on secrets a minute, just in case it shows my API key already. What? How can I get a 403 forbidden on a login page? Okay, until I solve this, I'll take it off secrets so you can see what I'm seeing too. Apparently, Twilio.com is forbidden. I think they're either doing something as part of Signal, or because Signal's happening right now in San Francisco. Oh, there we go. Right. So let's just log in, see if this works again. Just my luck, isn't it, that I decide to stream Twilio content during their conference and it's potentially down. Oh, there we go. Right, I'm going to put secrets back on at last. Yeah, us champions stick together. But yeah, as the person streaming, I appreciate all the interaction, Jim, so thank you. Yeah, questions always encouraged. So there we go. Yeah, so I'm gonna grab my SID for the game. I'm just gonna pop it in along with my auth token, and then I'll take it off secrets. I was watching, the other week I was watching the stream for Xamarin Dev Summit, and Matt Sokop did stuff with, like he was just jokingly telling everyone his Microsoft password and showing off his keys, but I think it's because he was using Azure Secure Vault or Key Vault, so he could just revoke them straight away afterwards. but we're not gonna do that. Ah, interesting. I got it right. What I did. So that's my count, Sid. Yeah. So it's just giving me an error to say that it was wrong. So let's just delete that and try again. And then copy all of that. Try again. I have a feeling I might have accidentally put the Sid in twice. See if that works. Hacking. Thinking about it. Oh, there we go. Right, I'll take it off secrets now. Close that and take it off secrets. Yeah, so Twilio's pretty cool, Danny. So, like, as you'll see from like interacting with it, tells you everything you need to know already, that they have a game to teach you how to use their stuff. Twilio booths are worth visiting, by the way, if you ever see them, Danny. If it's anything like the Twilio booths I've attended when Layla's on the door, you get rubber ducks, pens, chargers. There's prizes for getting the most points on Twilio Quest during the conference. Like, they're a really good company. They're my second favourite tech company after Microsoft. And don't burn me alive for saying that. I absolutely love Twilio, but it's Microsoft. I've been to their campus. My lanyard at work comes from the campus store. I've been a Xamarin developer for years. Like, I love Microsoft. You know, my heart's with Microsoft, but part of my heart is with Twilio. I never thought another tech company would take part of my heart, but Twilio really has. So I've not used the Twilio documentation much myself, Jim, but when I was doing it seems to be a lot better now they've done this with its standalone and going through the missions. But when I was doing the first Twilio, first UK Twilio Tea Party with Layla, one of the things I commented to her was that a lot of the exercises assumed you'd already remembered how to do things in the previous stuff. So it'd be like, for this exercise, you need a simple, like, .NET Core, ASP.NET Core application. You need to create this route. Well, until the Tea Party, when Layla taught me, I completely forgot how to do it. So actually, like, the Twilio Quest side of things is a bit confusing, but I think this is much better how it's done like that. Cool, so that's the first one. Oh yeah, we did that one. Go back, let's close that. Didn't mean to open that. So, we've got any other cool stuff? Got Twilio, oh yeah, it's got Twilio tracks on. Yeah, I'm still going to stick to my yoga pants. So I apologise for the lack of sound. I either need to fork out $99 for loopback or just find an alternative. I think something called Soundflower might work. Sue's mentioned it in her Medium blog post, which I'll link in the description of the YouTube video. But it, yeah, obviously loopback costs, and I think she uses loopback, but I'm not necessarily going to jump into paying $99. So I'll have a look into Soundflower before the next stream, and if it's free or cheaper and works, then I'll stick with it. Otherwise, I'll invest in loopback. Cool, what's this one? Oh, nice. So I'm going to take the cheat because I already have a number. So I'm just going to go to secrets mode briefly. Just where I grab my phone number. Actually, I don't need to do that. I know what my phone number is because I used text myself from it the other day. So let's go back to that. Let's go back to Twilio Quest. And let's just go into my text messages. So I'm just looking through my text. There we go. So I own a American number. So the reason I own an American number, if you try this yourself, is that so this is complete spoiler alert, one of the quests you do in future involves sending an MMS message from the number. But what it doesn't say is the fact that MMS is only supported by numbers from certain countries, and unfortunately the UK isn't one of them. So I had to get a US-based number so I could have MMS available. So for now we're just using a US number. So you could use a UK number here, but you'll find if you stick with the number in future, you won't have, some of the features won't be available. That's okay, Denny. I'm sorry that you'll miss it, but that sounds like a really good cause. So Denny was just saying he has to leave soon, and then next week he's volunteering. Well, as I said, like, the reason that I put effort into creating a secrets image so soon is because the plan is to upload all these recordings to YouTube the minute I get off stream. So the first thing I do after ending the stream is exporting the recording to MP4 format and then uploading to YouTube. Now, it doesn't normally go live until the following day because my upload is that slow. It takes a couple of hours to upload. But yeah, don't worry if you miss a stream, it'll all be available on YouTube afterwards, so you can still interact, leave comments, drop me, tweet me, drop me a message if there's anything you want to know. So you'll be missed, but don't worry. Cool. So it confirmed I had a number. So for those of you that want to know how you do it, if you go into, so I know you can see stuff here, but I'll change it. I'll revoke my keys after this. And my account says not much use of that, it's auth token. But basically on the dashboard, you've got these icons here. This is the home page of the Twilio console. If it loads, oh no, I clicked too soon. So yeah, basically you had three options there. I think it was, there you go, you had the home, the programmable SMS, and then there's three dots. I clicked the three dots, and then under here there's phone numbers, and this is where you can start adding numbers. So you'll see these little icons here. I'll just zoom in a bit. So this says it's MMS capable. So I originally started off with UK based numbers, but as you can see, they don't have the MMS ability, which is why I've got a US one. But if you want to add a new number, if you're doing this yourself, if you just click the plus, it'll take you to a page where you can specify what features you want available and from what country. So as you'll see when it loads, if you pick a UK number, you'll find that the option to filter MMS is grayed out, like this, because MMS isn't available. So the easiest thing to do in that instance is just switch to USA, because I think US is at the top. Yeah, if you switch to United States, it will then start giving you these abilities. So if you don't care what the number looks like, you can just search, and then straight away it will give you available numbers, and that's where you can purchase one. I think you get a certain amount free with a trial account. Obviously I don't have a trial account, but I'm a Twilio champion, so I'm pretty sure it's going to not cost me too much. But yeah, $1 a month for a phone number. First, I think $1 a month is a pretty good investment for your learning. And a lot of this stuff is free, so $1 a month is pretty good. But yeah, obviously I skipped it because I've already got a phone number. Ooh, Viking helmet. Yeah, let's put a Viking helmet on. If anyone has any preferences, by the way, for what I wear, let me know. The Viking helmet is just cool. And the yoga pants are because our former Pilates teacher isn't here. But I'm open to suggestions. So, what's the next? Oh, there's a chest up here. Let's get the chest. So, as you saw earlier, these chests, just give you like extra stuff. So some of the chests are optional technically, but you get cool stuff out of it if you do the objective. And obviously, really, you want to do them all because the whole point of them is that they teach you things. Oh wow, okay, so let's just copy that. Put that in there. Hack it, and we should get a battle helm. Nice. What looks better though, the Viking hat or the battle helm? Oh, that's pretty cool. But the Viking wins. Viking's awesome. So let's go and do the next barrier. Ooh, we get to set up a sample application for the hello route. Okay, let's do this. So a local development environment is not strictly necessary to learn Twilio and play Twilio Quest. If you're not a developer or not interested in setting up your local dev environment right now, you can skip the next two barriers. Cool. So it's saying that you can run a local web app. To complete the Twilio Quest challenges, the sample that's listed in the walkthrough will provide a hello route, which returns voice TWIML. So TWIML's like Twilio's like XML. It'll all make sense soon. Okay, let's do it. Do it .NET Core, go on. Oh, this is where I get totally shown up. So obviously we normally do this in Visual Studio Code, right? But guess what? I reinstalled my I wiped and reinstalled Mac OS the other week, so I do not have a lot of things. So is this where we find out that my guesses are wrong? Yeah, I did. So Jim's just saying in the chat he doesn't know. He'll try and find out why it doesn't support UK MMS. I did mention in the Twilio Champion Slack that it wasn't working because I was trying to understand why it was grayed out, and someone then said to me, like, oh, it's just not supported. Just try getting a US number. But obviously you run the risk of every time you text that number, it's costing you money. So I'm definitely down to finding out why it's not free. Obviously there are members of Twilio in the Twilio's Champion Slack. So I'd thought if there was an answer, they would have said something. But if you can find out, then obviously, of course, I'm grateful. Okay, let's just download the Mac. If this takes too long, we'll just do it in something else. But I could use Visual Studio for this, it just seemed a bit excessive. Just download it. It's taking a while, I think, because I'm on stream. I'm not sure if it's a Windows term or a general term, but I found out the other day that apparently the official name for the spinny circle is Throbber, which seems like a joke waiting to happen, but let's see. Oh, come on. There we go. Hopefully it won't take too long. So you people with good internet have got it so good. Like, I get 13 meg down and about 2 up. So streaming in itself means that stuff downloads slowly. Like, I'm sure quite a few people out there, when you're streaming, you could download a file and it would still take seconds even while streaming. So I'm very jealous. Come on, 3 minutes, really? Hurry up. Anyway, so we might as well read the Getting Started guide while we wait for that to download. So, oh, I don't even think I do, you know. I've started from a blank slate, so I've kind of taken the approach that I can't remember everything I might want installed. So, like, I just, as it comes up, I grab it. I don't need the preview. Just give me the SDK. Right, code's almost done. Almost. So who's actually watching? That's a good question. I don't know how many viewers we've got. Let's have a look. Right, so that's done its thing. Switch from Twitch. Believe it or not, no. So Jim was just asking what ISP tech do you have. So I have a pretty next level network set up because my best male friend is a network admin. And just absolute network genius. So I have, so I did have ADSL with PlusNet, but I actually switched to HomeFi, which is 4G home Wi-Fi from 3, because we kind of came to the realization that was more likely to get better internet from 4G and upgrade and higher chance of infrastructure upgrades with 4G than there is ADSL. I'd love to have fiber, but unfortunately, kind of you won't be able to see from here, but basically that way is the end of the road, and at the bottom of the road is the street cabinet that's fibre enabled, so fibre to the cabinet. But that was full when I bought my house. So when I had the internet fitted, the nearest cabinet they could put it to was over there. And that's not fibre enabled with no plans. So for less a month, I pay for about the same with 4G and a higher chance of it improving. So fingers crossed, that'll do the trick. So let's move into there. Let's just do it. Going. That's it. Oh, there's no opening code yet. I haven't got .NET Core. Come on. This is going well. If this takes too long, I'll end the stream and then we can start again next week with fresh tools. But hopefully not. I have a feeling this might take longer than Visual Studio Code, believe it or not. Code is so lightweight, I think it takes up less room than the .NET Core SDKs. But yeah, so in terms of my actual tech in the house, Jim, you've got 4G home Fi router that then runs an Ethernet cable to a 24 ports network switch, which then splits off to various devices, but then also goes to an access point and an actual router, because my router, so the home Fi just acts as a modem, and then so it's not even a router, it's just a modem. It's in modem mode anyway. Is it bridged, I think the technology is? Terminology even. But yeah, so it just acts as a modem, goes to a switch, so then the switch goes to an access point, other devices over Ethernet, obviously the actual router, and then that goes to a port in my living room, which then goes, because my internal network ports are daisy chained, so by sticking it in one port in the living room and then sticking a cable from that into one next to it, I get internet upstairs. It's just strange. It's not strange, it makes sense. It's just that it makes sense to the person that looks after my internet for me. It's very snazzy. I used to have a lot more kit. I used to have a server running. I used to have like multiple bits of kit, but it was costing me too much in electric. And so Liam, my best male friend, who's the network admin, he was using it to practice because it was too easy at home to just press reset when you mess something up. So by having the internet like next level in my house, it forced him to learn without mucking it up, otherwise it affected me. And believe it or not, in the years, God, it's been how many years now has he been in charge of my internet? 3, 4, it's 2019 now. About 5 years, I'd say, maybe more. So, like, it's been next level. But in those 5 years, honestly, the amount of times my internet's gone down because of him, I'm pretty sure is a fat zero, because he knows he's absolute genius. If you need network help, let me know, because the guy's a genius. I'm biased because he's like my brother, but he's an absolute genius. But yeah, he just runs some next level genius stuff in my house. So it's kind of over the years, it's dropped down. I basically said that my electric was costing too much, and I really need a million things running. Especially because they made a load of noise and heated the house up. And I didn't really fancy turning my shed into a data center. So yeah, it's kind of, it's stripped back now, but absolutely my internet at home has complete control. None of this ISP provided router nonsense. No super hubs allowed in my house. Cool. So let's just do the Visual Studio Code side of things. Oh, what's it loading now? Go.microsoft.com. Is it taking me to docs? Probably. Not having access to local cabinet, that's nuts. Yeah, it is nuts. So it really annoys me as well, because it means that... So I got distracted because Jim's got a comment again. Once upon a time I had a server running. He had one running in his attic. No point these days, you can put most things you might want in the cloud. Yes, correct. So Liam and I, my friend, we often have this discussion because I'm absolutely pro-cloud. I'm a Microsoft MVP. I'm in love with Azure, however you want to say it. I'm English, so it's Azure. Like, it's great and I love it. And I get free Azure credits as part of being a Microsoft MVP, so I can play around and store a load of stuff in the cloud for free every month. So that's awesome. So yeah, I'm very much pro cloud and don't need all that stuff anymore. You know, I mean, it did used to do cool things like network storage or like Windows deployment server. So if I wanted to like wipe someone's laptop and redo it, I could just grab the image from the network. But the number of people naffing up their laptops to the point I have to wipe it now has dropped right down. So I don't need it, and I certainly don't want the heat or the noise. So yeah, it's just streamlined now. And in terms of network storage, when I left the job before I started at the BBC, my old boss actually donated me his Netgear NAS, complete with something like 6 terabytes of space, and basically said you'll need to wipe the drives, but other than that, it's yours. So I got £100 worth of network equipment for free. It's pretty cool. So I don't need the server for that anymore, and even the NAS only turns on when I want to watch movies. But yeah, going back to your point about not having access to the local cabinet being nuts, I agree with you, it is nuts. Like, it just drives me crazy because, believe it or not, I live 1.5 miles from Manchester city centre. I work slap bang in the middle of Manchester city centre in a very, very tall building that overlooks like the little green space in the middle. And if I just walk to the end of 50 metres to the top of my road and then look to the left, I can even see work because I'm that close to the city centre. I can see the buildings, but I still have 30 meg internet. So we'll see what happens with Boris and his promise for better internet for everybody, because my parents live in kind of near the Nottinghamshire-Lincolnshire border in the middle of nowhere. There's not even a bus service and they've got better internet than me. Go figure. I'm just glad that since moving to 4G that I actually have upload good enough to stream. That's my only saving grace. Let's just quit code a minute because we want .NET to work. Sorry about this. The plan for the stream wasn't to make everyone just have to listen to me all day, but cool, we're getting there. So yeah. I say everyone, I have a feeling you're the only person left watching, Jim, but I appreciate the loyalty. Thanks for sticking around. Although Denny might still be here. It says I have 2 viewers, but only you're speaking, so mystery person, if you do feel up to speaking, you'll be welcome, I promise. If you've got any questions or feedback or moaning because the funky music's gone, I'm all ears or eyes, whichever way you want to do it, if you want to be technical. But yeah, certainly for me, internet is my biggest pet peeve. Like, I shouldn't live so close to the city centre and have internet so atrocious. I think it just comes down to money though, because obviously, well, not obviously, you wouldn't know this, but on my road, there's kind of all the new build houses on this side, and then kind of nothing here that's currently being built on, and then some houses over here. The houses over here were built 10 years ago plus, so they were new at the time, but they're sort of 10 years old now. And I think what's happened is that the cabinet at the end of the road has just been used as the internet for all the houses on my road and at the bottom along there. So they've all got super nice internet, and I've just got copped with the NAF internet. But I think because there's not enough houses wanting to use the NAF cabinet, they're not bothering to invest in upgrading it because they won't get the business. So I'm just stuck with terrible internet. And before anyone says it, as I said, my best male friend is a network genius. He's already suggested to me, could I get the internet that's by radio signal and all that stuff, but it's just expensive. I'll just stick to my nice £22 a month, including VAT, 4G home fire, does the job. Cool, so now we can actually load code. After all that, now we can get started. So let's read this, let's get started. This is the .NET Core Guild, apparently. Yeah, so I've got .NET Core installed. Okay, so I need to set up 3 environment variables. Okay, right, this is where I need to go on to secrets again because it wants me to export some values. So let me just grab the values first. Let's see if we can do it without revealing the content. This is the question. It's not that I don't trust you, dear viewers. It's just this isn't going on YouTube, and I don't fancy the risk. I could, as I said, reset my keys, revoke my keys and everything after this, but that just seems like a lot of effort. When all I have to do is just put on a secrets overlay. So we can copy that. So what it's saying to do is export. So it's saying here to go into here. Yeah, so Jim was just saying about taking time to build an audience and talking about our good old friend Jeff Fritz, aka C# Fritz, that his YouTube channel upload numbers are quite low. But it's the same for James Montemagno. Like, believe it or not, some of his videos don't have as many views as I'd expect. Like, I think one of them was like 195, which really surprises me. But I guess it's just different things, isn't it? I'm not too worried about audience numbers. People will come if they want to. Like, you know, Twilio Quest might not be of interest to people. You know, my voice might annoy people. People have their reasons for not coming to streams. Sometimes it's just time. Like, you know, time difference is always a thing. So, like, for me, often James streams at strange times. Like, Friday nights at 10 p.m. for me, which I think is 2 p.m. for him. So, obviously 2 p.m. it's his work day, it's part of his job, it's great for him, but it means that I'm basically like winding down for the week by watching a stream. So sometimes, you know, things just happen. Like, it's being a UK streamer, it's difficult to catch people at the right time because obviously West Coast America and stuff is all in the middle of the work day, and not everyone can watch Twitch streams during their work day. So export Twilio account Sid equals that. Cool. And then I need to grab my auth token. Yeah, Jim was just saying 7 p.m. UTC is a good catch-all time. So technically, I'm not streaming at 1900 UTC. I am streaming at 1900 UTC +1. But we can't help summertime. It will still be 7 p.m. when the clocks go back. It will just actually be 7 p.m. UTC and not BST. So can we... Right, I can't copy that without viewing it, so I'm just quickly going to flick secrets on. I'm not going to anytime soon, but if enough people actually watch my stream, I might invest in a stream deck so I can just quickly jump between these things. So, export. Better check what it actually says. That's Twilio _auth _token. I will take it off secrets in a minute. Just this stuff isn't like hidden or anything. It's plain text. And then I just need to export my phone number. So Twilio _phone _number equals, grab that number again. So it's +1. Cool. Cool, I'll take it off secrets now that I've done that. Let's just do that first. And we're back. Okay, so we've done that. Right, okay. So it's saying that if you want to make them persist, you have to add them to your bash profile, which I forgot about. Obviously, that would mean you seeing them again, so I'll do that after the stream, while I'm waiting for it to upload to YouTube. Cool. Okay, so we need to clone the repository. We can do that. The old-fashioned way. So this is just saying grab it. So what can we see at the minute in my folder? Yep, so if we go to Documents, Development, I have Mobile Development. Yeah, see, the only thing I've done since I redid my map is Mobile Development. But let's just do Twilio. Make its own folder. So let's just clone it. I realise that the text is tiny. Here. So we're just cloning the starter project, and it says to, once you've done it, just navigate. Oh, too much. Navigate to the folder, and then we can just do .NET Run. So .NET Run is part of the .NET, I assume it's core. SDK tools, so it gives the ability to do .NET commands. It's like .NET Run, there's .NET Build, .NET New. So you can create all sorts of different like ASP.NET Core projects, whether it's a web API or do you know what? I don't even know the other examples are. We can find that out. .NET New question mark. There you go. So you can do .NET New all sorts of things. So you've got .NET New Console. Oh yeah, of course, console applications. And it talks about the supported languages, albeit badly. Switching. Oh yes, full screen camera view. That's a good idea. That is a tip I'll take for next week. Yeah, so you can create all sorts of different types of unit projects, MVC projects, empty web app. But with MVC, web API, there's all sorts of different ones that you can create. But obviously we've already got one to help us out. So we're in the right ones. If we just do, so normally with these projects, they start, I believe, with program.cs. So either program.cs or startup, they refer to each other, I think, or as configuration. We'll have a look at the code shortly, but for now we'll just follow the guide, which says to do .NET Run. Because whichever file it is that it needs is present, .NET Run will just automatically look for that file, find it, and run. So let's just see. So because it's taken time to do setup and stuff, what I'm thinking is, unless we get bored, is we'll keep going until we get to the end of the this kind of level. So when it takes us back to the spaceship, we might as well bring the stream to an end. But obviously this is setting up some of the tools, so starting next week when we carry on with it and do mission 2, we should have the tools that we need ready and going. Oh, that's taken a while. While we wait for that to start, we might as well load the project. Now that is a good reason to have to BRB. The dog needs feeding. So we're going to open a folder. Development, Twilio. So obviously this isn't necessary to run the project, but I'm just going to open this up so I can answer my own question, which is which one matters. So startup.cs. Oh yes, of course. So startup.cs does the scaffolding out. So it sets up like different bits and bobs. Don't worry about it too much at the moment. That's a lesson for a whole other day. But yes, this is the bit that matters. So it's pre-scaffolded for us with the stuff that we want. So it's just doing some Twilio related stuff. So it's got a Twilio SDK, initializes it with the different variables that we set in the terminal. Otherwise it gives you an error, and then it just starts it up. And there you go. A new one refers to the other. Program refers to startup. Cool, so that's now listening on localhost 5000. So let's see what it does. HTTP localhost 5000. Way. So this is just a basic .NET Core. So it's not doing an awful lot, which is what we expected. Now we've just got a load of blur printed out because I went to the URL. So this is just the trace of what's happening, debug, log, whatever you want to call it. Hey, there we go, it loads an image. Hey, welcome to the .NET Guild. That's cool. That's pretty. Let's just zoom out again. There we go. Hey, sweet. That is the coolest Hello World page I've ever seen. 10 out of 10 Twilio Quest team. I love it. I love all this like 16-bit and 18-bit like art and music. Does anyone else here like chiptune? Right, so if we just do it, so it's HTTP local host 5000. Okay, and what if we do /hello? Right, okay. Just create a number. Okay, so that's the sample application. Ah, okay. Okay, so I was getting ahead of myself there. So, for those of you that don't know how a lot of .NET Core apps work, this is using MVC, which stands for Model View Controller. So the idea is that the view defines your pages, as you see here. So that's where the pretty page comes from, I'm guessing. Then the models is like your data. So in this case, the only view model is an error one. What's a view model? Interesting. Okay, and then controllers, which is where you go to find the endpoints. So in this case, we've got one at message. We've got a root. You've got these roots defined. So what those roots means is that when you go to slash the word in that root, it will hit this function, method, whatever you want to call it, and follow that through. So we've got one called hello. Well, what we need to do. Hey Jim, welcome back. You've not missed a lot, other than me failing the exercise. Okay. Any more helpful documentation? So, what does that take us to? Right, it takes us back to Twilio Quest. Okay, so the challenge we've got is that we have to go to hello and it expects something to happen. So, complete this challenge, you've got to run a local web app that you can use it to complete. The sample apps listed in the all provide a hello route, okay? So it's running. Did I stop it running? No? So the reason I'm concerned is that in theory it's set up to do the right thing. So I need to make sure it responds to post, okay? See, I'm not much of a... but it does respond to post. Okay, I'm going to make this font bigger as well and full screen it so you can see. Oh, it's command comma. Enter font size 24. Is that easy to see now? Yes, there we go. So, we can do a bit of pair programming here. So, the quest says that, right, so we've got the starter tab, right. So it's saying, so it has a controller root handler of some kind which returns TWIML in response to an HTTP request, yes. To clear this barrier, find the URL in your application that returns TWIML, yeah. Did I just do it wrong? No. Oh, it's HTTP, is that why? There we go, everyone. HTTP and HTTPS matters. 2 seconds. I'm just putting. Whoop. I hate this blind. Is that better? I shut the blind because I thought it'd be too much light, but see how it looks. Oh, that's better. Yeah, I shouldn't be a silhouette anymore. But yeah, so the problem I was having was that it was failing. It's because I put HTTPS, because obviously it's 2019. It's normally HTTPS for everything. Cool, we've got Twilio track pants. Still not yoga pants. So we've got that chest, we've unlocked that barrier. Oh, we've got another barrier now. Oh, we get a trap jacket. Use a tool called, I know Ngrok. Ngrok.io. Layla taught me about that. Layla teaches me lots of things. Layla's a good friend to have. Cool. Okay, use a utility called Ngrok to give the web application running on local host a public URL. Okay, so I believe it's ngrok.io. Or maybe not. There's the link in here. Cool. Oh yeah, it's ngrok.com, there we go. I like how it sends a source in. Stats dragging! Okay, yeah, so what Ngrok does, which we'll see in a minute, is it gives you a, as it says, it gives you a public URL. So basically you can start it from, like, you can start it as an Ngrok server and it will give you a public URL, which you can then use rather than localhost. It's very snazzy. We used it at the Twilio Quest tea party. I think there's been 2 so far, one here and one in York. I feel like it was York, but I could be wrong. Jim, you'll know. Oh yes, well, I'm not Corey Hurricane Weathers, unfortunately. I'm just going to stick to the free Ngrok for now. But let's just grab it, get started for free, there we go. I don't know how much Ngrok costs, but I'm happy to just use randomly suggested URLs for now. Ooh, it was join. Okay, looking with Google. I already have an account, I'm sure of it. Yeah. Like, I'm all for investing money in tools when it's proven necessary. As I said earlier, like, I'll pay for loopback if Soundflower just doesn't do what I want. But if I can do stuff for free, I rather would, because, like, it's free. I'm not made of money. I get that if you're going to leave these URLs running permanently, you might want to customize the domain you use, but these are just spin-offs for the Twilio Quest, so it's not too bad. Oh, it's going to take ages, isn't it? I'm sure it's an extension. Ngrok. Yeah, it's not ideal. Jim was just saying that the catch with the freebie Ngrok is that they have a limited life and need updating sometimes, like in certain places at the Twilio dashboard, which is true. But unfortunately, I'm not made of money, and if I don't need to pay for it, I won't. I use my hard-earned money for the important things. Like paying the Patreon support every month for James and Frank's podcast Merge Conflict, because it's awesome and I love them. Okay, so when you click start server, okay, cool. Do that. Start server. Okay. Oh yeah, of course it is. It's down here, isn't it? Let's do it. Oh, there we go. Cool. So it's going ahead and creating a remote URL for us. So we'll just wait for it to come back with one that we can use. Oh dear. Oh, if I fail to start the tunnel, your account may not run more than... Oh, I'm just doing it too many times. Okay. Oh, is it because I'm running it too much? Right, okay. Let's just kill this first. And then try again. There we go. Try again. Fingers crossed this works. Oh, there we go. Cool, so we have a really random ngrok.io URL with numbers and letters. Obviously, this is the kind of reason why if you wanted to keep it live, you might want to pay for it so that you get a bit more control. But we'll see how we go. I'll take my watch off. It's annoying me. I have an Apple Watch and I love my Apple Watch, but I'm in a Discord channel for a really awesome app called Voice in the Cam, which allows you to do Alexa commands from your watch. But they're having a conversation in the channel and my watch keeps vibrating at me, so I'm going to take it off. Ooh, okay. Maybe we've got to take the HTTPS out. Okay. What am I doing wrong? It normally just works from the... So the ngrok tool, okay, it's not working reliably, so I'm not completely convinced right now, but what it does, it gives you the ability to click the start and stop server in the bottom right here. I'll try and zoom in. Nope, that's not one I went. Back to code. How do you mega zoom in? Oh, let's not do that. Basically, here in the top bottom right, I don't know how to zoom in, but there's a start and stop server button, which allows you to just do it without the command line. I mean, it wasn't working very well, so we might find that actually it's better off to do it from the command line. But this was, I'm pretty sure something Layla taught me, believe it or not. I'm sure it was. Most of the things I've learned about web development lately, especially related to Twilio, are from the Twilio Quest Tea Party, but we'll see. Let's just see if this works. Weirdly, it's going to index of, which is what's worrying me. Why is it loading it as FTP? Why is it index of? I'm doing something wrong. Stop trying to be clever and just follow the guide. Well, yeah, I didn't have Postman installed, you know. Again, this is all what happens when you wipe your laptop. This is all part of the learning, isn't it? Nothing ever just works first time. Now, I don't want insomnia the problem. I live with insomnia all the time. I'm used to it. So ngrok is working because it takes you to the root. It's just it's not serving it as a web page. It's serving it as files. It seems kind of odd. I might try downloading ngrok properly and doing it that way. My internet's terrible because I'm streaming. There we go. So, why are you so slow? Oh, okay, fine. I need to sign up. Oh look, it autofilled that. the robot. All right. So I'm familiar about this font face for any work, and I can't work out what it is. Oh, I know what it is. Ubuntu. The orange and white and that font. What? I missed that error message. Let's see. Oh no, from that. Yes, please. Create account. Oh, okay. I need to have an account login here. Okay. I have a horrible feeling it might be one of this stupid, like, saved in Google with a randomer bob. OS 10. Those were the days, eh? Right. I'll do this on my phone, of course. There we go. Got the reset email. Okay. I'm just doing it on my phone quickly. So, we should be able to log in with Google now. Tech's hard, man. I mean, I knew this already, but so much stuff that can go wrong. I thought this would be nice and simple because I was just doing some Twilio Quest, but here we are, downloading tools at 2 miles an hour. Yeah, I definitely need to install the tool. No worries. Shouldn't be. Maybe. I can pause it. I can pause it a second and lower it down. Maybe. How can I lower it down? I don't know what the ideal is. Any suggestions? Actually, that's a point. So I'm just loading Suze's Medium blog because the last post from February is where she talked about a setup, and she actually gives her like rate. All right, maybe not. Okay, let's download it. Then you unzip it. Cool. let's go back to here, clear all that. And go back. So in here I put it. So I will move this eventually, but we're just experimenting for now. So let's just try. Yeah, I'll do a bit of experimenting after this. Okay, so then it said to try firing it up, okay? I'm just going to stop this one, so I know it's not going to interfere. If we go into Twilio, and then also if we do, oh god, then we want to do HTTP port 5000. Alright, it's connecting. I guess when it connects, it will give me a bit more than that. So let's just have a look. So the Twilio Quest device said, yeah, ngrok HTTP 5000. So it contained 2 lines forwarding HTTP and HTTPS, okay? So give us. Oh, there we go. So we want HTTPS, so that's going to that. So if we go to there now and do that, what will we get back? That is the question. It's a bit complex. Resolution and bitrate aren't directly connected, but if you lower the bitrate to fit your bandwidth, that may help. Okay, I don't know what it should be, so bad gateway. Nothing running. Is that the problem? Try that and see. Yeah, I don't know what the ideal bitrate would be. I'll do a bit of research after this. Obviously, now's not the time. It doesn't help my internet's just rubbish regardless. What is that doing? Still bad gateway. Come on. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, it might be helpful. I did. Oh, was it not in this? Cool. Let me just quickly put on secrets. I need to repeat a few commands. Keke. Just can't win. Wait, not that one. That one. Steal. Couple of commands. There we go. I need that one. I need that one. I need that one. As I mentioned before, there was issues with it saying it's per session rather than saved in the bash profile. So that's what I've hit here. Because I've opened a new tab even, it's lost those values. So if we just go back into here, I'm just quickly pasting some values. No, just quickly grab my auth token, and then we're good to go. And I'll take it off secrets. Cool, there we go. So if I just clear that, and then I'll take it off secrets. Cool, if we try again. Fingers crossed it'll play nicely now. This is level 1, it was supposed to be easy. Okay, now it should be listening. Might have to kill it and start again, but we'll just see. It might be clever. Okay. Method not allowed. Okay. Fair. Oh, it's because it's post, isn't it? If we just take away the hello and see what happens. Always be learning. In theory, we take that and then paste in that. With the hello, we should at least get back some feedback. Okay, so it's giving us a load of OKs, that's good. There we go. After all that, we're good. Woohoo! So, obviously a lot of that was just done doing setup, but now that it's set up, we know that we can create ASP.NET Core applications and run them. We can set up ngrok to give us public URLs, so it might have taken a while, but we've learned something. So, what's down here? Nothing? What's this do? Oh, let's take it. Oh, it's a portal back to the beginning. Snazzy. So that's just skip that bit. And now we can do this bit. Use what you have learned to defeat a barrier. Oh, so I've got to do JavaScript, really? So use your code editor, create an export function, then get stoked. The function to take a string of text as an argument. The function should return a new string, which transforms the argument by converting it all to caps. Okay? Let's do this. Okay, so we've got a function, get stoked, it takes a string, then it already exports that method to make it available. So we want to put the code in here. So, is this visible? No. Okay, I don't know how to zoom in. So I apologise to anyone that can't see this very well. I'll work out how to do it off stream. So we've got the input stream. So write a JavaScript program. Yeah, right. What's the vector say? I can't remember. Function should take a string. Yep. The function return a new string, which transforms the argument by converting it all to caps and adding 3. Okay. So I don't know. String 1 equals input string dot. What does it say? All caps, okay. Tell you here. Yeah. There we go, that's the bit I wanted to know. To uppercase, okay. I don't know JavaScript, so I just have to rely on other things. To uppercase. So that converts it to capitals, and then we should be able to do string 1 plus equals. That should do it. Well, it's saying to take the input string, isn't it? So it should try it and see. Woo, that was easy. Oh, hey, Cedric's back. Excellent work. You have completed our basic training exercise. Walk ahead to exit the area to return to the fog owl. Okay. But have we really done everything? That is the question. Because I see fun stuff here. Yeah, I've done this bit. Oh yeah, this is me saying we need to remember this, don't we? That was that one. Boom! Got another 200 XP. Got more cool stuff. Okay, so we've unlocked that barrier, which means that now we can go back into here because it wants us to pay attention to the cones for some reason. These cones blocking my path must mean an area is not ready for exploration. I shall return another time though, because paths blocked by cones will open up in the future. Okay, that's cool. So what they're saying is that basically this is it's in public availability now, but it is still a work in progress. So anything with cones just isn't available yet. You notice that you can interact with some objects using the space bar. Reading signs like this one can sometimes be handy. Okay. What's up here? Because this is the path. Whee! Look, a chest. Explore every corner of the cloud to become the ultimate operator. Okay. Sometimes there are rewards hiding in non-obvious corners. Case in point, this chest. Okay. So I took a detour and found it. Clicked the hack to receive a reward. Okay. Cool. Oh, laser sword. Now we're talking. I can get on board with this. As someone that wishes they could own a lightsaber, albeit not one that could murder people, I'm down with the laser sword. I saw one once. It was like, it cost quite a lot of money, but it was proper like sound effects and everything. Like you turn it on, it will hum and it goes zoom, zoom. It's awesome. I want one. So I'm down with the laser sword. We are equipping that in my right hand. Facing backwards, that's my left. Right hand. I'm right-handed, so it's going in my right hand. We have an operator helmet. Ah, boring. Twilio battle helm. Yeah, stick with Viking helmet. Operator armor. Or Twilio track jacket. Oh, that's cool. I want a Twilio track jacket, but I don't work for Twilio, so I can't get one. But cool, we look awesome now. So I've got... I don't understand what the point of being able to customise your avatar is, because the character that you walk around the world looks the same every time. No, unfortunately, my MVP credits don't extend to lightsabers. I would have become MVP faster than in 18 months if I known I could get a lightsaber out of it. When an old boss's boss dangled a carrot in front of me by telling me that if I was the first to get Xamarin officially certified, back when it was a thing. If I was the first to get certified, I could go to Xamarin Evolve 2016 in Orlando. So while living out of hotel rooms, I took classes at night, and I think I got certified in 9 weeks. Because I wanted to go to Florida, and Xamarin's awesome. So yeah, if I could, I would have, not that MVP was ever a goal, it was just kind of happened, but I realised when reflecting on my journey to becoming MVP, it only took me 18 months of actually being active in the community. So yeah, give me a lightsaber, man. Congratulations, I completed the basic training. Woohoo! If I return to the VR pods, I'll see that more training exercises have been unlocked. Nice! Yeah, so we want to train as much as possible. So as I said, we've completely maxed out the first training. Next week we can start doing the next ones. I guess we'll do them in order. Signal Launch Observatory, JavaScript Training Lab, definitely need that one. Twilio Messaging, Twilio Voice. So these are actually the two missions that caught me out at work because for some reason they just couldn't get out, and when you click hack to do the exercises, it would just sit there saying hacking. But yeah, I think we've done a fair amount this week. I've done the setup, I've completed the basic training. We've all learnt something along the way. Partly my resolution's too good and it's throttling my poor internet. And yeah, prepare your tools. Don't ever be a Microsoft MVP that shows up to a stream on a blank laptop that doesn't have code. I have Visual Studio, in my defence, I just didn't have code. But yeah, no, I think we'll bring the stream to a close just because it seems a nice, neat ending point. If you've got any requests for next week, by all means let me know. Obviously, I'll look into switching the secrets from a pretty image into a full screen webcam. I will try and have a look into the stuff around the bitrate and getting the resolution right so it doesn't throttle my internet. And also I'll try and speak with James, Jeff, Fritz or somebody about the whole hearing yourself thing. I don't really want to hear myself, but it'd be nice if I could hear the game too. So I'll try and get that sorted before next week. I'd say thanks everyone, but I have a feeling that Jim's the only one watching. But hey, Jim's here. What more do you need? So I'm just going to double check how many people are viewing. It says 2 viewers, but I feel like that might be me too. But thanks for joining, Jim, and have a lovely evening. Say hi to Layla for me and tell her that I wore yoga pants in her absence. It's not Pilates pants, but it'll do. And with that, I shall see everyone next week. Happy coding, everyone. And now it's time to jet back to Earth.